Hello, hello. My name is Kopiński. Thanks for your time. Thanks for having an opportunity to talk today about cybersecurity. My name is Kopiński. Thanks for your time. Thanks for having an opportunity to talk today about cybersecurity. We've got some technical issues. So once again, I'm account executive responsible for financial services in Poland. In Poland, Baltic countries, and Ukraine. In ServiceNow, I'm by 1 year plus, and in IT business, I have spent more than 25 years. I have my colleague on the other side. So Krzysztof, please introduce you.
Thanks, Adam. It's so great to be here with you today. My name is Krzysztof Klamycki. I'm a senior ServiceNow developer, a leader of maintenance and development team, and also a security operations guild leader. And it's really great to be here today.
Today we will discuss about the cybersecurity and DORA, which is a never-ending story process, let's say. And the reason why we would like to talk about that hot topic is very simple. By the last few months, we have notified massive cyber attacks, not only in banking sector, but also in public institution and critical infrastructure companies. So, is it a new topic? Unfortunately, not. Cybersecurity and cyber attacks are so old as IT almost. So we have had an opportunity to learn about the cyber attacks not only in banking, as I mentioned before, but also in other sectors like hotels, like utilities, and public companies. And the reason is very simple. Cyber attacks are very painful from the customer perspective and customer of the customer perspective. So this is a most valid question, how to protect our presence, our services, and how we can deliver our services to the customers, to our customers without any issues. In theory, it's very simple, but practically, it's almost not possible.
I agree. Yeah, totally.
So today we will start discussion how to protect, how to learn, how to be prepared for cyber attacks. But unfortunately, we will not give you a guarantee, a 100% guarantee, that our solution will help you run business with any troubles. What we can guarantee, this is a fluently way how we can run business with situation which is unexpected. So, as I mentioned before, cyber attacks has bring a lot of regulations, and one of the most important regulation which will come shortly, this is a DORA. DORA means Digital Operational Resilience Act, which must be implemented starting from 2025. So that's why our customers works on that topic with their own resources, and that's why we would like to tell you something, how we can help you, how we can use our technology in business as usual for preventing, prediction, and how we can adopt DORA rules in your daily business. Talking about the DORA, we should start thinking not only about the technology, but also about the people, also about facilities and third-party services like cooperation with our vendors, but not only. So today we have decided to talk about the first pillar only. I mean technology one. Mm-hmm. And this is a good time to ask Krzysztof, as our technical expert, to talk about the potential products which could be used to prevent your organization from third-party attacks.
So definitely, there are so many tools in ServiceNow that can be used for this topic, for this thing. For example, let's look at this first pillar. So we can see that one of the pillars is ICT Risk Management, right? So here we have some tools like Risk Management tool. This one helps to detect and assess the likelihood as well as the business impact of an event based on data aggregated across the extended enterprise, and of course to respond to critical changes in risk posture. But that's not the only tool, definitely. We've got this policy and compliance management. This tool allows you to automate best practice life cycles. It helps to unify compliance processes and to provide assurances around their effectiveness. Maybe here we can also mention the third tool called audit management. And this tool gives the ability to scope and prioritize audit engagement using risk data and profile information to eliminate recurring audit findings, to enhance audit assurance, and of course to optimize resources around internal audits. So let's say that these are some examples of tools that could be used here. If we think about the incident reporting here, first that comes to my mind is of course this big tool called ITSM, which helps to reduce call volumes and to deflect tickets using the self-service portal and ServiceNow chatbots. Because of course you can always create a ticket, you can always submit a ticket by, I don't know, creating it manually in ServiceNow, by writing an email, and it can be moved into an incident ticket. Of course, you can call someone, but that's not very effective. So we can use those chatbots, for example, because very often they can simply answer your question even without creating a ticket, or they can create it and then someone is being assigned, of course, and this agent can work with this incident. But what's best, what's even better, I mean, is that we can assign those incidents to the right groups for faster resolution with the help of machine learning. So machine learning, artificial intelligence, these are some elements that will be present in many of those tools. But of course, if we talk about the incident reporting here, I would need to mention my specialty, which is the security operations tool. And one of the tools inside this package is security incident response tool. This tool eliminates the errors and frictions which are natural to manual handoffs across systems, teams, and responsibilities. There are some tools like integrations with external systems, playbooks, which are to be described as set of steps that can be delivered to the people who are assigned to those tasks, and of course dashboards to expedite investigation, response, and remediation across many teams, including IT, security, risk. And all those steps are to minimize incident impact, data loss, and of course the exposure and other threats possible. All those things are to drive the maturity of the security operations, to centralize case management for threats, data loss events, and so on and so on. But there are also those orchestration packs for integrated security products, and they facilitate common actions like, let's say, we can request a firewall block And when we talk about the automations, for instance, some routine phishing and malware response can be fully automated, as well as, let's say, approval requests and threat enrichment. And within workflows, AI also comes in. It simplifies identification of critical incidents and expedites assignment to the right analysts and responders. So once again, fully automation and artificial intelligence is great. Okay, let's move to the
If
third.
I may
Sure.
add something, while we are talking about ServiceNow, ServiceNow is the only one platform which can help you protect or implement DORA requirements with only one technology. This is something really special because only in our platform we've got tools or modules which are dedicated to each requirements defined in DORA implementation. And what is also very important, our platform could be used not only for implementation DORA requirements, but also for other risks which will come based on cybersecurity, for instance. So that's something really amazing. It doesn't mean that we are the only one tool which can help you in a daily business. However, thanks to one platform, you do not have issues or challenges with integration between different technologies. It's very helpful, especially if we are talking about SecOps or cybersecurity in general. Time is money, and as fast as you can act against any issues. Lucky you. That's the first what I would like to say. The next, which I have promised to talk about technology today, but please remind, we are not talking about technology only. This is collaboration between different pillars in your organization. If we are talking about the DORA requirements or cybersecurity requirements, any solution will be as strong as your organization. Yes, so collaboration between different departments, different pillars, learning your staff how you can implement those solutions is critical one. We do not have magic box. It's only box which will help you implement services and protection in your organization, but it's very important to collaborate each other.
So, yeah, definitely. Even if you have the best possible technical solutions, then still the human impact. So if there's one person who doesn't know how to work with this, let's say, technology, it can be this issue that can compromise your system. Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, so let me just say a few more words about the other aspects of this technology that was already mentioned. So maybe we can go back to the previous slide. No, it's not a problem. I just wanted to add a few words here because I believe that this is also quite important. We see that digital operational resilience testing. So here, what comes in delivered by ServiceNow is the security operations vulnerability response. This application imports and automatically groups different vulnerable items according to group rules and enabling to remediate these vulnerabilities quickly. Yeah, so this is something nice. So you can replace any manual tasks, any spreadsheets, communication by emails. You can enrich the data in your CMDB, which is very important. You just continuously prioritize vulnerabilities using assets, but not only. You can think about severity. You can check if there's any exploit already available and could be used. But in this part, there's also this tool called business continuity management, which helps you to understand dependencies and to set recovery time and point objectives to prioritize critical risk, for example. If we talk about the third-party risk management, here we have this tool called Vendor Risk Management. It will help institute a standardized and transparent process to manage the life cycle for risk assessments, due diligence, and risk response for with business partners and vendors, which you have already mentioned. And I believe one of the most interesting tools from my point of view is this tool called Trusted Security Circles. Why is it important? Because nowadays, the adversaries, they continue to gain access to more sophisticated tools and techniques, which in turn has led to an increase in the frequency, as we have mentioned, and in some cases, effectiveness of cyber attacks. And by using this security circles tool, the security team can identify suspicious network activity and inquire to other members of the circle if it has been observed. An anonymous query goes to the other members of the circle, and the citing search is performed using the suspicious observables. So by an observable, I mean a suspicious change to your computers or network. So it can be a change to a stateful properties such as, I don't know, the MD5 hash, something like this. Yeah, so there are so many tools in ServiceNow that could be used, and as we have mentioned, ServiceNow has it all. Yeah, but you have also mentioned that when we talk about the security, so we can move on, I believe. So we have discussed how ServiceNow can aid in implementation of DORA, but it's really crucial to understand that the cybersecurity extends far beyond this. You have mentioned it, and it's very important. I just wanted everyone to know this, because today the security is not just a concern for DORA or just for, I don't know, financial institutions. The safety of information systems is a matter that affects virtually any company, regardless of its sector, size, the geographical location. Won't you agree?
That's true. And what is really important, data is the most expensive currency in your organization.
Definitely.
If you lose your data and trust, especially customer trust, it's not a good approach. Yes. So if we are talking about the cybersecurity, and if we are talking about the protection of your general business currency, this is what we are talking about. Yes. So that's absolutely necessary to implement as good as possible solution to prevent, predict, and adopt cybersecurity rules in your organization.
Yes, you are talking about the organizations, but I believe that in fact nowadays, if we talk about the cybersecurity, everyone is a potential target for those attacks. So because you know there is the information about our financials, our digital identities. And we definitely want this to be safe and secure. Yeah, so.
Absolutely. And the main source which help in attacks comes from external sources like Facebook, like TikTok, like email or private emails. Yes, so we've got a lot of potential source of cyber attacks which are really useful in attacking your infrastructure or software. This is the most important to help your customer to understand how we can play that game all together.
I agree, and there's so many kinds of cyber attacks. I mean, from just simple, maybe not a good word, but phishing attempts, the ransomware attacks. I don't know, and there are some, of course, some more sophisticated ones. There's so many of them, and there are so many possible things we can do about this. So. Maybe we'll talk about this part a little bit later. So maybe let's take a look at some examples of such cyber attacks.
That's good. That's good to talk about the real cases. So on the beginning of our discussion, I have mentioned that it's not brand new, but it's still going on.
Yeah.
So this year we have noticed a lot of massive cyber attacks. Mostly they were arranged by Russian people. And in Poland, we have met with a massive cyber attack, which stopped the banking services in top 10 Polish banks. Yes? So by 4 hours, bank customers weren't able to get access to their financial products. Yes? So it's really important to understand that it's real, it's critical, and it's not something which is not possible to meet in the next few months. What is also very important, I have spoken with a lot of banks in Poland, but not only, about the plan B. Yes? So I think all banks use BCM processes to protect their services before cyber attack. Yes, so in theory, they are ready to act even if cyber attacks has been proceed. Yes, but this is a theory. In real life, unfortunately, it's not so simple. So let's talk how we can protect from a technical perspective our services.
Yeah, and it's important because, as you mentioned, it can happen. It can be happening right now. Such kind of attacks. Okay, so here maybe if we are talking about the distributed denial of service attack, because this is what happened in this case. Of course, there are some I would say good practices that we could use, that you can use. Definitely, one of the most important things should be to have a good response plan. But because without the plan, if an attack happens, you don't know what to do. Your people from your company do not know what to do. So your security team should develop an incident response plan. With that, ensure staff members respond promptly and effectively in case of such attack. So here we could use those tools like BCM, so business continuum management that you've mentioned, the risk management as well. So having a plan, it's the basis. I would say there are some general rules. Try to ensure high levels of network security. How to do this? Use firewalls, use intrusion detection systems, use antivirus, anti-malware software. Web security tools, use the tools that prevent spoofing. So there are so many tools that you can use, but now, once again, if you have many tools and if you don't have one central point of truth, one central place when all this data is gathered, it's really difficult to maintain it. Yes, definitely. Of course, there are some signs when these kind of attacks happen. So maybe you can look at the poor connectivity, I would say, the slow performance, high demand from a single page or endpoint, traffic coming from a single IP address, maybe. Of course, if you are to watch those elements manually, it's not possible using the right tools. It makes it easier, but still, if you do not use tools that help you to automate things, to prioritize, it's still more difficult. So having those tools delivered by ServiceNow, like security operations, both security incident response and vulnerability response, I don't want to say that using those tools will make your system 100% secure, but of course this doesn't mean that we cannot fight, that we should surrender against those attacks. There are some ways and ServiceNow gives you the right tools to act quickly, to automate, to facilitate. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so let's talk about another example,
Which
This
is
is
also
a-
very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite different, but very close to the first one. Yeah, so in February, global banking has a lot of troubles with data protection. Data leaks has happened, unfortunately. Unauthorized access to customer data has happened as well. So it was really huge incident from the not only bank perspective, but also from the customer perspective. So customers were forced to change their passwords, their authentication details. So it was a really critical issue.
It sounds like this. It sounds that it was very difficult to manage. And what could have been done here? So once again, I would say at the beginning, have a solid incident response plan in place. Once again, you don't have a plan, you don't know how to promptly react. So having this plan will definitely help you to minimize potential damage. I mean, maybe you won't be able to stop before the attack happen, but maybe you can. But even if not, minimizing potential damage is also very important. Probably I would say use those tools I have mentioned before, like firewalls, etc. Once again, if you don't have those, it's not good. Not only in banking, not only in bigger companies, but in every company. Even if we use our private laptops, private computers, we should use those tools, of course. But if we are talking about the data breach, the data loss preventing tools could be used. That comes to my mind. And there is the data loss prevention incident response application in ServiceNow. And it includes some great capabilities, I would say, because an end user there's an end user workspace where the users or employees just from your company can review and respond to the assigned DLP, so data loss prevention incidents. One thing. So there's another capability for the manager. He has his workspace and he can review the escalated DLP incidents and act, of course, appropriately. There's a unified workspace where the operations team can track the trends on the open incidents, top offenders, incidents by scan source. Of course, they can view, edit, assign, and close those DLP incidents across multiple sources. And what's more, I believe that there's this possibility to have the administrative controls that define the email templates for end users. There can be some notifications sent to those users telling, okay, something happened, do this, don't do that. It's really important. If something happens, in some cases we want to let the users know that, okay, we have some issues, please be careful, be aware that something may not be working properly. We are working to fix this. And of course, which is, obvious, but I want to mention this, you want to have all your software upgraded to the newest version. Yes, because if you have a tool that is not upgraded, it's not updated, it can be exploited really easily.
That's true. And what I can add, so knowing business, especially in banking sector, the newest version is not very popular in 100% of institution. Yeah? So typically, customers use the newest -1 version. Yeah. And this is a typical situation. What does it mean? That probably you are one step behind your aggressors. Yes,
At least one.
Yes, so this is one of the critical activity which should be implemented ASAP. We know that it's painful. Upgrading is not the most lovely part of your business life, but it's absolutely necessary to make upgrade as soon as possible. And what is special from a ServiceNow perspective? Upgrading ServiceNow is not a painful process.
Definitely.
It's easy to run without any turbulences. Our customers are able to upgrade systems twice per year. Yeah? But unfortunately, ServiceNow is not the only one technology which is implemented in a customer environment. So we truly understand that it's important. However, our tool will help you detect some reasons or some details which are danger from the potential attack situation.
Yeah, so you can for example find out which servers are potentially to be threatened. And you can know, having a good healthy CMDB, what applications are running on those servers. So if, let's say, if this server goes down, if it's attacked, which applications would be affected, what meaning would that have for the customers? Yeah, so that's really important, and we cannot stop talking about this because it's really that important.
Yeah, and it's also very important to understand that we are not talking about discovery, what we have implemented or what we have installed in our IT environment. It's also it's most important to know about the potential impact one technology to another one. Yeah?
Yes.
So service mapping, how we can protect our business continuity, which part of systems are not the newest, let's say,
Exactly.
and what potential impact will come based on that fact. Yeah? So this is really critical one.
Yes, definitely.
So let's talk about something brand new, let's say. Yes? So artificial intelligence. Is it a chance or is it something what will kill us shortly? We will see. Many years ago, do you remember it was one of the brilliant movie Terminator, Skynet, AI, many years ago. Cyber attacks has started, machines against people, against human. Yes? So that's something, it was a science fiction many years ago.
Yes.
Unfortunately, now it's not. So AI is one of the tool which is in usage from the cyber attacks perspective. And this is not only about the banking or financial institution. That real case comes from NATO. So even NATO thinks about potential usage of the AI, and we've got a quite good idea in ServiceNow. Let's use AI against AI. So it could be something interesting.
Yeah, definitely. AI versus AI. Now, who has the better version? That's a good question. Yeah, so if I think about the artificial intelligence in ServiceNow, so what comes to my mind? I'm thinking about the threat exposure, for example. So we have already mentioned that nowadays the threat actors, let's call them this way, they constantly improve and refine the tactics, the techniques, and the procedures they use. I have recently tried to use some tools to try myself to maybe hack some systems, not the real systems, using the hack the box site. I don't know if you know that, but there's possibility to try yourself if you're able to break into some systems. But it's not that easy if you are a beginner, but but the artificial intelligence could help there as well. But we don't want to attack. We want to be on the other side. And here, the AI provides cybersecurity systems with the up-to-date and relevant knowledge of the industry-specific and global threats. Yeah, so this helps the teams make some critical decisions about the priorities based on what attack strategies may be used against this particular company. So if you are a financial institution, maybe some kind of attack is more probable, let's say. But also the AI system, it provides a context for response and prioritization. I mean, you can have the faster instant responses because you can use the artificial intelligence for the root cause analysis as well to mitigate, of course, the vulnerabilities while analyzing how to prevent a recurrence of such issues. Because once one time to be attacked is bad, but being attacked a few times is even worse. What else? The AI systems can help you to predict how an organization is likely to be breached. Yeah, so that's something really important. So knowing this, you can better plan your resources allocation. You can mitigate the weaknesses that were found in the process. So definitely AI helps here as well. And one more thing that comes into my mind right now is the organizations should understand the various security processes and tools that are employed in the company. And not only this, but they should also be aware of the subsequent impact of those processes and tools on their security postures. And the AI has the potential to improve evaluation of this data, along with assisting with the analysis of strengths and gaps in tools and the process coverage. So involving AI is really important because we know that those threat actors will use this tool. So we have to be prepared. We have to have the best possible tools in our hands.
Definitely, I fully agree with you. And from our perspective as ServiceNow people, we truly believe that AI will help you in daily self-tuning your IT environment. Yes. AI is the fastest way how we can learn and how we can implement new rules in our organization. It's completely game changer, and from that perspective, there is no organization which would be able to implement so huge numbers of innovations. Yes. Without AI. Yes, so AI is a fast track to be much more protected than you can imagine.
Definitely, I agree totally.
Okay, so let's talk about key takeaways. Hopefully our presentation was interested. So let's talk what is the most important part.
Yeah. Okay. So when we think about cybersecurity, especially in the context of DORA, which is one of the reasons we are here today, we must remember the 4 pillars. So the technology, people, facilities, and third parties. Yes, none can be overlooked if we aim for our systems to be secure. Definitely, ServiceNow offers a broad array of solutions that can help us to secure our operations across these pillars. One tool is ServiceNow Security Operations, which is my specialty in this case, so I'm mentioning it, which provides a structured response engine to manage and resolve security incidents and vulnerabilities, thereby ensuring that your technological infrastructure is robust and resilient. There are also other tools like governance, risk and compliance module, It aligns IT with business objectives, yes, while effectively managing risk and ensuring compliance. It also helps manage and mitigate risks, ensuring that your operations remain secure and within the compliance boundaries. We can also mention the ITOM, so the IT Operations Management, which optimizes your service operations from a robustness and efficiency perspective. And it also gives you visibility across your infrastructure and services, minimizing service outages, and in the event of incidents, ensuring quick restoration of services.
So from my perspective, one of the most important takeaway is artificial intelligence. AI is double-edged sword, so it's perfect for hackers. So just imagine if hackers use AI, can you afford to use your technology without AI? It's almost impossible.
It is.
They will be much more advanced with AI than any other organization with no AI which should be implemented. What is also the most important from AI perspective? Use AI smart. Use AI smart. Yes. So this is something what is really important, and based on our experiences, based on our customers' experiences, we've got tons of examples how you can use AI in business as usual. It's really something brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. And probably the last part is the CMDB, healthy CMDB. A CMDB serves as the backbone of your IT operations, as it contains the configuration items in your IT environment and information about your relationships. So having a healthy CMDB can give you an accurate and updated view of your IT environment. So the visibility is critical. Really critical for managing and mitigating security risk, because if you don't know what can happen, how can the attack affect particular fragments, let's say, of your infrastructure, you don't know how to react. So you have mentioned those tools that can be used, that should be used, we should say, so discovery and service mapping. They help to maintain and the health of the CMDB, because we have not only the DCIs themselves, but also the relationships. And having this allows you to identify which services could be affected, yes, and having this data enables to faster respond to the security incidents. But furthermore, I would say that healthy CMDB combined with the security incident response and vulnerability response, I mentioned these applications as I like them very much. So having this combination helps in automating and streamlining the security response processes. So for example, upon identifying a vulnerable CI, you can quickly understand its dependencies and the potential business impact, decide on the appropriate response, and track the remediation process. Yeah, so I believe that these are the key takeaways.
I fully agree with you. That's perfect approach. Yes. So together with Krzysztof, we have prepared 400 slides, but on the end of the day, we have decided to use only 10 of them.
Yes.
Thanks of that, we have a chance to answer to your questions. So let's take a look what we can find.
So let's see. There are some good questions here. So how long does it take to Allied Partners SPOC to implement security incident response to ServiceNow platform? To many questions, the answer would be depends. Why? Because we need to know if we are talking about the out-of-the-box implementation, or we are going to try to add something, to modify something. And of course, because this needs some kind of integrations with the external tools, we would need to know if there are those mainstream tools being used only, which is great because the integrations are already prepared and they are easily configurable. Or we should integrate with something that's not so standard, let's say. So it could be starting from a few days up to tens of days, tens of man days, I would say. So if you have the need to implement this tool, so let us know, and we will tell you in your case what how much time it would take.
It's also very important to understand potential impact from your resources. Yes, so it's never ever only one-man show. So any implementation process needs to be structured not only by integration partner, but also by people from the customers. Yes? So this is also what should be answered.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
Let's answer for one more question. Is AI a default part of any ServiceNow module? Any probably not, but in 80% yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. So for instance, we've got a lot of modules like Integration Hub, which is a typical integration tool. Specifically, we do not have AI implemented, or AI is not a part in each module, but in 80% we can use AI.
Yeah, definitely. Because even in some parts, I don't know if it would be that useful, but it doesn't. If we have, let's say, 80%, it doesn't mean that in the future we won't have 100%. Yes,
that's also true. And please remind that in ServiceNow we've got a different level of solution. Yes, so if we are talking about the standard one, probably you can't use AI. In so short, in so massive, so massive processes, but in enterprise you can.
Yes. I like this question. What actions? I believe we have time for at least one more. So what actions should a customer take before implementing the ServiceNow SecOps within the organization? So what actions should the customer take? I've mentioned this in other places, but to have a plan, and before having a plan, you have to think about your needs. You have to think about what results are expected. So because also, once again, there are many factors here. Do you already use ServiceNow? Do you have the CMDB? Do you use other tools that are already there? Do you use only ITSM or item? So many possibilities. So think about the expected results. Contact us. We will prepare a demo for you. You will see if the solution is great for you, for your company. But I believe, yes, we have mentioned that it doesn't matter if your company is small, big, works in this or that sector. It doesn't matter. The security is needed everywhere.
Sometimes if we are talking about a very complex implementation, the good approach is kind of maturity assessment approach. Yes? So based on that, we can discover what kind of technology is in your organization, what kind of processes are covered by those technologies, and based on that, we can select the right tools which can help you improve your SecOps ability. Yeah? So that's also possible. So
Yes.
the right answer is it depends, unfortunately.
As always. Okay.
Let's see.
How SPOC CyberSec team is structuring its engagement, plan, deliver, execute, ongoing maintenance and support, I would say.
Yeah.
That's a good short answer. So we have to plan. We have to discuss your needs. We have to know once again what tools are you are already using. What are your expectations? We plan the implementation. We deliver it, and then if needed, of course, we've got the maintenance and development team, which I have a pleasure being leader of, so we can support you whenever needed. Yes.
Yeah. I think we have answered. We do not have more questions.
Yeah.
So many thanks for your time. Many thanks for having opportunity to talk to you, and hopefully see you soon as our customers.
Yes, it was a great pleasure to be here with you, to be here with all our viewers. And yes, I hope that we will be able to meet and to cooperate. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great day. Bye.